If an AI can do what you can do, then your job probably isn't that important.
Child left behind. Child left behind.
I'm a super hyper cutie miracle beauty.
So I saw this tweet on my timeline in the video attached to it with a familiar face. Because I talked about Colin in this channel before, link could that be in the description. And I heard that he was defending AI in this video. And once I saw that video, I just gotta respond to it because I had some things to say, alright? But the person who made this tweet, SK, already has a video on this topic. But I have yet to watch it because I just want to form my own opinions on the topic rather than biting off another YouTuber that I watch, if that makes any sense. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin.
Good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing.
AI in media, the downfall of entertainment, some might say. It's lazy, it's fake, it's got no soul, it's... Well, I don't know what else I've heard, to be honest. But I do know a pretty big consensus I've seen around AI is that it's bad for the entertainment industry.
And also for the environment, plus women's and child safety, but that's a whole other can of worms.
Whether it's games, movies, TV shows, books, videos on social media, etc. But listen, I'm gonna say it. AI isn't that bad.
Well, that's one hell of a stance. Let's see how this goes.
Now look, I definitely do see some issues with AI, and I will get into that as we go along. But first I want to really talk about the benefits it can have for people who work in this industry.
If you benefit from AI in the gaming industry, I think you are part of the problem.
And I am going to be using gaming as probably my main example here because that's like the thing I know the most about when it relates to this. Speaking of AI though, this video is sponsored by Polybuzz AI.
Good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing.
like what? I think that alone, I can tell which route this video will go. Oh my god.
Polybuzz recently came out with a new feature on their website that allows users to be creative and make AI-generated comic panels.
Creative and AI in the same sentence. Oh my lord.
Anyways, recently, the Game of the Year winner Expedition 33, as many of you have probably heard, that game came under fire because the developers said that they used AI during development. And people just ran with that trying to bash the game. And you know what the funniest part is? All they did was use AI-generated placeholders for certain assets to visualize certain things. And
don't worry guys, they use AI in an ethical way. They use AI ethically.
And speed up development. Then they had their own artists go in and replace those placeholders with their own models.
Kinda unrelated, but that song he used in the background fucking slaps. Actually, let me put my own heat for this.
And people were acting like Sandfall just, went into Chat GPT and was like, yo, make me a turn-based RPG about some French people who go on an expedition in a fake world. And also make sure you add this fine-ass Asian girl named Lune and make her one of the main characters. But like, nah, bro, like, there's literally nothing wrong with them doing what they did.
I feel like Colin here is underestimating how problematic generative AI use can be, no matter how much they use it. Like I remember like a month ago, Fortnite was accused of using AI generative art, even though it did not affect the core gameplay of Fortnite like almost at all. Even though those allegations were already debunked, people still made like a pretty big deal out of these allegations. It just shows that people don't like seeing generative AI in products like at all.
And even though all those placeholders were patched out of the game shortly after release, nobody even noticed this, nobody knew about this until it was told to them.
And that's a problem because...
And that's really the thing with AI that gets me because, for example, right, like look at these two images. One of these is made by a real person and one of these is made by AI. Can you tell me which one was made by a real person? And feel free to pause the video, take as long as you want, okay? You got your answer? Cool. Well, guess what, dumbass? They were both made by AI. I would just love to see the looks on the faces for those who really sat there and analyzed the two images and thought they really made a distinction. And even for those of you that guessed correctly, like that they were both AI, good on you. But also not really good on you because could you really tell me how you even knew that for sure? Or was that just a guess?
Good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing.
And now I know what some of you might be thinking. Yes, Colin, we know that AI can make good-looking things. what's your point? Well, I'm glad you asked, because my point with all this, for those of you that don't know, or really don't, like, haven't stepped foot in any kind of creative medium, whether it be drawing, writing, game development, video editing, any kind of thing like that. In the medium of art in general, there is a lot of tedious things that nobody wants to do.
Oh boy, I can already sense he'll just say some bullshit.
Even if they have the skills to do it, it's just tedious and it's very just something you don't really want to do. That's why a lot of people who draw and like artists use 3D models to help them draw bodies, because nobody really wants to sit there and be like, okay, I'm gonna draw a circle here, we're gonna draw a rectangle, we're gonna form this body. Like, nobody wants to do that.
Like, I am speechless. Okay, let me start with this angle. Artists do what they do because they practice. If it's hard, they practice. They don't use AI, because if they use AI, they are fucking lazy. And practicing with your skills makes some of these artists what they are today. And the fact this is coming out of someone's mouth to defend AI is just like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's a lot easier to just get a model, and that's not really AI. I mean, you can use AI for that, but that's not really AI, but it's just an example of someone in a creative medium taking something that's tedious and making it easy.
You're still on the lens of defending generative AI though.
Like, do you really think that game devs of open world games enjoy modeling 50 different, like, tree models for an open world game? Or random miscellaneous things like flowers, or rocks, or blades of grass, and putting them all throughout the world just for barely anyone to really notice them? It's like, no, that's why they use procedural generation, even before AI became as advanced as it is now and as mainstream as it is now.
At least it took some effort.
Developers use procedural generation to mitigate that kind of tedious thing. But AI makes that even more easy and even quicker.
Good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing.
Because you could, let's say you make 5 different tree models, like an artist does that, and then gives it to an AI, lets it look at their work, and then the AI can go in and, kind of match the art style and match the vibe of the trees that you did, and then make multiple different variations of that for you to then go and procedurally generate that throughout an open world. It's like, why should we be mad at them for speeding up development and just, really not bothering or really caring that much with very tedious things?
He don't got the functioning brain that we got.
And another thing about AI that I've learned myself using it, like I said in my clothing brand video where I used AI to get model photo shoots for my clothing to use as pictures on my website, because I don't have the resources to do that kind of thing. Like, I don't have the resources to pay a model or go do a photo shoot.
Skill issue.
But in doing this, I learned very quickly that an AI can never really get you what you want fully. It can definitely visualize something for you and give you something close to what you want, but it's not really as advanced yet to the point where a human doesn't need to go in and really just manually edit something that an AI makes to fulfill their vision.
I'd rather use a brain than use AI. Well, unless it's I, but then she gets a pass.
But that still makes your job as a creative a lot easier and faster. And for the amount of people that complain about certain projects taking forever to develop and release, I definitely don't want to hear you complaining about this shit.
If a product that I was waiting for about a couple years has generative AI, I will not be happy to say at least. Take your time, kids.
And another example I would use is, like, let's say some small indie developer wants to make a game with a really good combat system and level design, and they go through, they design the combat system, they design the levels themselves, but the levels are just, kind of shapes, like polygons, and they aren't quite skilled enough in other areas of game development, like art direction, to make their levels look good visually. So what they do is use generative AI to fill their levels of, undesigned shapes and turn those levels into things that look pretty good visually.
The problem is they are still using generative AI to solve a problem. And that is not a good look if they want their consumers to have the most quality time possible with their products.
In that case, I can see the game being criticized for its art being used, like a big chunk of it being used by AI, especially if, the art doesn't look good, obviously, for the game. But I wouldn't say that the game dev is some talentless hack or that the game is just slop and trash immediately just off that basis.
Kinda doesn't matter, it's still a very suspicious look.
Now, if that developer let the AI do all of the work when it came to the art direction, then yeah, that would be pretty lazy. Again, especially if the AI, like, you know, because generative AI isn't perfect, there is going to be some mess ups that should be corrected manually by humans. And if a dev uses generative AI and doesn't really touch anything up, any of the blemishes really, then yeah, that's pretty lazy and they should be criticized for that. But
they should be criticized for using generative AI in general. I don't know if Colin knows this, but there is so many negative effects for just using generative AI in general, such as the environment that I mentioned earlier, the water is using, and RAM prices skyrocketing, and a lot of other negatives that incriminates anyone using generative AI.
this also stretches farther than just art direction too, like voice acting.
Oh nah. What can he possibly say to defend AI in voice acting?
Another pretty contentious thing with AI being used, and to be fair, this can be pretty immoral depending on how it's used. Like if someone is paid a small amount and their voice is used a large amount in like a project by AI without their knowledge, or if the company wasn't really transparent with how they're going to use it, then like yeah, that's pretty fucked up. And most of the time, AI voice acting is not good. But
I don't know about y'all, but as soon as he said "but," I already dreading.
you know, humans can also sound really bad too. But when it comes to like small voice lines, like AI can do that. Like it's not gonna sound bad all the time.
Good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing.
Like if you were to look at, you know, any great voice acting, like, you know, something like God of War, The Last of Us, just games I'm naming off the top of my head, like an AI cannot replicate that. If you're great at your job, an AI really cannot do what you can do. And if companies are going to be using AI voice acting in a big way for their games, I do think that should definitely be criticized. Because again, AI is not good enough to do that kind of thing at a very high level. But then again, I also wouldn't say that we should criticize it more than we would criticize like just a regular human actually. Like if a regular human came in and their voice acting is damn near just as bad as an AI's voice acting, then I feel like they should be criticized the same way.
Goodbye, sir. I will not even dignify that argument with a response.
If anything, as a company, I'd be pretty mad if I paid somebody to do voice acting for me and they fucking sucked.
I'd rather have bad voice acting than AI voice acting. At least they tried.
A case where I do think it's done fine is Arc Raiders, where they not only had the voice actors agree to this, but they paid them to be able to use it too. So now if they want to use some small voice lines or add some small voice lines to Arc Raiders, there doesn't need to be the hassle of scheduling, going in and recording like 2 lines of dialogue, and then they still get paid for it anyway.
Good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing.
And Arc Raiders voice acting doesn't sound amazing by any means, but again, neither does the voice acting of a lot of games. And I think for certain games, like in the case of Arc Raiders specifically, voice acting isn't really a reason why people are playing it, as opposed to if they were using like AI voice acting in a game like, I don't know, The Last of Us, where it's very story driven, so you know, good voice acting is really important.
Do I really need to bother respond to that?
But even still, in this Arc Raiders example, this is again another case of people not even knowing it was AI voice acting until it was told to them. And that's kind of like my overall point with AI not being all bad when used in these creative mediums. Like we should not shame creatives for using AI to help speed up the process of really tedious things, and things that again, nobody even really pays much attention to. We should not shame creatives for using AI to visualize certain ideas they have. But what we can most definitely shame companies for is using too much AI.
So it's problematic if they use a little bit too much AI for your own taste? At the time of recording this, it's 12:45 a.m. Let me just sleep before I lose more brain cells. Oh my lord.
Because of the simple fact that AI isn't that good yet. Like you would be very hard pressed to find a project made by like even 40% or more AI that is actually good.
Good?
Because AI, again, is still at a point and probably never will be at a point where it can really beat real human creativity. It definitely can't beat innovation because AI doesn't have innovation. It's programmed by things that it knows already.
I woke up. Time to finish this. As for what he just said, he basically explains why I dislike generative AI so much. Well, there's a lot of reasons why I don't, but one of the main reasons is like AI just programs what they know, and that could be used in very incriminating things.
You know, real human skill and artistry. And now maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in the future the AI will really get to that point. But
God, I hope it doesn't. If it does, we're fucked.
It definitely won't be like in the near future. Maybe I shouldn't say definitely. I'm gonna say probably. But like another bad case of usage of AI is when it's used in things like customer support for things like video games or social media. You know, like YouTube uses AIs to you know, try and like monetize people's videos, and sometimes that can mess up and it can be really annoying to YouTube creators or TikTok creators or anybody that makes social media content. There's a lot of AI used for moderation on those platforms, and it's really bad.
I couldn't agree more. I have a whole ass video on YouTube's current moderation. As someone who fell victim of these AI practices, and I said this about YouTube's moderation, these types of AI practices won't work and will never work, honestly.
And for another example, things like Roblox, a game primarily played by children, it has AI support in place to try and mitigate things like, you know, children playing with ditties, which is just like, okay. Like,
Good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing.
or Marvel Rivals, another great example. They use AI to ban people from voice chat for sometimes a day or two, just for saying like a curse word or just talking trash. Now, if they're saying like slurs and shit, then like, yeah, ban them, sure. But bro, if you're telling somebody they're a bitch or they suck ass at the game, why are we getting voice banned?
There is no way this is coming out of Colin's mouth right now. No bullshit. Keep in mind, this is the same person who said anyone who is offended of the Holocaust being made of, they are soft at that moment, because in one of his points, the Holocaust was over 100 years ago. Like, he says something similar to that. It's wild.
Like no bullshit. Like, and sometimes you might not even be like talking shit. Like there was a time where like, I think the only thing that I said, and I was joking around with one of my teammates, it was one of my friends that I was playing with in game chat, and I got a voice chat warning just because I said a curse word, and that was like the only thing I said throughout the entire game. Or another problem that I've been dealing with recently when it relates to like social media, I can't even create a damn Facebook account to run ads for my clothing business because my accounts keep getting banned by AI before I can even make a damn profile correctly. It's like they make me record a video of my face and like tilting my head in multiple different directions. They're like, that's not a real guy. It's like, how the fuck is the AI gonna tell me I'm not a real human? What are we talking about?
Well, if that's true, then I'm kind of glad that I escaped my Facebook era when I was 12 years old. And for what he just said there, I don't really have any rebuttals. Matter of fact, I have a video similar to what he just said. Link in that will be in the description. I mean, I can't blame them if they don't want a platform doxer.
But there's obviously also the case of AI, like right now in the past like few months, basically making it impossible to get a reasonably priced gaming PC anymore. And it's even affecting things like the console space as well. Xbox is fucking drowning because of this shit. Because companies are just pouring money into AI.
That right there is one of the main problems with generative AI right now. And with that plus other negatives such as what it does to environment and drinking water and other stuff that I didn't even mention, these are reasons why generative AI for some people can be seen as very harmful. I am curious as to how you will turn this around.
And then there's also the case of like, you know, companies just replacing humans with AI. If an AI can do something good or just solid enough, even if, you know, they could pay a human and come in and also do what they want, but make it a lot better than an AI could. But the humans are being replaced because it costs more money.
Those companies deserve all the backlash for that. I don't care.
And to be fair, I wouldn't blame a company if like they replaced a human with an AI if an AI can do their job just as good, if not just maybe slightly worse than a human could.
Slightly?
Goodbye.
Like in that case, I don't really think your job is that important.
Oh Lord have mercy. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh my God. This video, man. This video, man. Oh my Lord. Oh my God.
Like, and that sounds fucked up to say, but really, if an AI can do what you can do, then your job probably isn't that important.
Against all odds, the class of half-wits use the lumps of meat they call brains to achieve, drumroll please, what is truly the weakest conclusion I've ever witnessed.
He asked his viewers $7,000 for oil change because his car broke down. Which, by the way, he himself is to blame because he admits to speeding that said car, which might be the reason why that car broke down the way it did. He was asking his viewers money rather than applying for a job at that time. I said at that time because I don't know if Colin had a job after that, but like, bro, like, oh my god, bro. Like, this is something a truly jobless person would say. Some fucking 1/10 intelligent shit right here. Cause, oh my lord. This video, man, my lord.
You might be thinking like, oh, well, AI can make art. Does that mean artists should be replaced if an AI can make good art? No, because an AI still cannot reach the same level as a real artist could.
Well, the open places are open, but the closed places are closed.
Again, like I said, with my examples where I was using like AIs for like, you know, model photo shoots, or like even just to like edit certain images just to make like something funny out of, an AI can never really get you what you want exactly. So hopefully that kind of makes sense.
You're still using generative AI to solve an issue. We have like 1 minute left in this video. What else he could possibly say?
Like, yeah, I mean, there are very obviously bad things that AI can and already have brought into the industry, the creative industry as a whole. I mean, you can go on Amazon and find, like, fully AI-generated books. There's people on YouTube and stuff that make fully just AI-generated content, and it's a lot of slop shit that people produce. But I do think people need to chill out acting like it's fucking Ultron.
Oh, never!
And it's going to destroy the industry, or people that just criticize creatives just off the basis that they used AI in a certain project. Like, I think that shit genuinely does need to stop.
Yeah, guys, stop complaining about something that could potentially ruin the environment even more, plus using up more water, and put women and children at more risk of showing their bodies in public. Get a pencil, get a paper, and start doodling.
Unless, of course, it is warranted. But I do think a lot of the people that criticize AI and jump on the AI hate bandwagon is just people that don't really know much about it, or they're just kind of following the opinions of something they heard on Twitter.
That might just be one of the dumbest things I have heard in this video. I mean, you changing your opinion because some guy says so on Twitter is one thing, but when it comes to AI deserves all the flack.
But with that said, I thank you all for watching, and yeah.
My man be doing anything but getting a job.